friends, how's it going? David Potts here with Song Notes, and a quick intro to this video. This is a Patreon only video. I'm posting it here on YouTube, and I want to give you this quick intro for context. So I'm talking about the song Landslide by Fleetwood Mac, and I did a separate video lesson for Landslide that's on YouTube, totally available for free for everyone to watch. I also have this 4-page sheet music available for Landslide. It's licensed and available over at musicnotes.com. You can get that there. So that's all waiting for you and good to go, right? Now, with this lesson, what you're about to watch, I'm going to talk about the fingerstyle of Landslide. If you've tried to play this song and struggled with anything, any of the chords, any of the fingerstyle, I want you to watch this video because I'm really going to dive deep into the 2 different ways you can play this song. And I'll let the rest of the video take it away. But the quick summary is, I think there's 2 different ways you can play it, right? One is you can play this song, most teachers teach it this way, with these 2 fingers, your thumb and index finger, where you're they're both alternating strings, right? Your thumb is going between the 4th and 5th string usually, and your index is going between the 2nd and 3rd usually, right? But you also can play it using these 4 fingers, okay, right here, where every finger is attached or assigned to a string, and you're playing the same notes on the guitar, right? But you're using more fingers on your right hand, right? This is how I learned this song back in the day, and most teachers don't seem to teach it this way. Now, I'm not going to say one of these versions is better than the other, one of these approaches is better than the other, but I want to show you both in case either of them unlocks anything for you. I wish I had this 20 years ago when I was first learning this song. So I'll let the video roll. My lesson for Landslide is out. When this originally published, the video you're about to watch, it was coming out the next day. That's why I keep saying the lesson's coming tomorrow. So know that the lesson's already out there, and if you're on my Patreon page, I have this 3-page instructional PDF. This is available for free to my Patreon members. If you're a member, you can get a monthly plan or an annual one. It's just a few bucks a month. You get access to all my instructional PDFs. You get a 50% discount on all my licensed song sheets, right? So a great value, but this one's going to give you an overview of the chords, and it's going to look at the tabs and the sort of picking pattern for all the chords, whether you do the Travis style, where you're alternating thumb bass notes, or you do the 1 finger per string, okay? Again, I think both can be valid depending on your preference, your capabilities, your skill level, all that sort of thing. So I'll let the video roll. Check out my stuff at playsongnotes.com, and thanks to all of you who are supporting me and all of you who have requested this song, Landslide. So let's get into this, and I'll see you all on the other side. Bye-bye. All right, here we are zoomed in. So I'm going to have no capo on. If you want to play Landslide along with Fleetwood Mac, you will need a capo in the 3rd fret. Not going to do that in this lesson. Open chords here, no capo. So first up, these chords we're going to need, right? Again, these are chords used in tons of songs. Landslide is not exclusive to the use of these chords. The first 3 you're going to use are this C, this G over B, and this A minor 7. Just want to make sure you know how to play these, right? The A minor 7 and the C are very similar. The only difference is our left ring finger is either on for the C and it's off for the A minor 7. But these 2 fingers are in the exact same spots for both chords, right? Now the G over B is the chord that connects these 2. And when I say it connects, look at the bass notes for these, right? Our C, our B bass note, and our A bass note, right? Okay, so basically you're going to have middle finger here, 2nd fret of the 5th string for that G over B, and your pinky, it's going to come off the bench and just put itself down on that 3rd fret of the 2nd string along with that middle finger. So 2nd, open, 3rd, and that's going to be the chord that connects, or it's the bridge between our C and our A minor 7. And we go back to the G over B. Now in Landslide, this is used by playing the C, G over B, A minor 7. And I'll talk about this finger style in a minute. And it's this sort of cyclical thing, right? A minor 7, back up to the G over B, and it repeats. I took my love and I took it down. So let's look at just those 3 chords for now. Later in this lesson, I'll talk about the D7 over F sharp, the D over F sharp, the G. Those get a little bit trickier. But just these first 3 chords, I want to sort of give you some value out of the gate. Talk about how you can use those. These chords are used in the intro of Landslide. They're used in the verse of Landslide. And they're also used in about half of the chorus of Landslide. So these make up about 80% of that song. Now, there's 2 different ways to play these, as I'm going to talk about here, as I already mentioned in my intro. The first is this sort of 1 finger per string approach. This is how I learned Landslide back in the day. And I'm sharing this with you because I think if it's easier, I want to sort of give you this option. Now, a lot of teachers who teach Landslide go right to the Travis picking, right? Travis picking again, where your thumb is alternating notes, alternating strings, and then your index finger is doing everything else. So it's, you know, every finger is sort of bouncing between two strings. It can be tricky at first. Now, or you can do the one finger per string. One finger per string, as I have mapped out my diagram here, is your thumb, your index, your middle, and your ring are sort of assigned. In this case, for these three chords, they're assigned to the middle four strings, and they just stay. These are, it's like man-to-man defense. These strings are, our fingers are assigned to these strings. They stay there, no matter if you're playing the C, the G over B, or the A minor 7. Okay? So let's look at the difference here and talk about things. So for the one finger per string approach, for the C, again, learn your shape first. But then if you take this pattern, look at this pattern. This is the same pattern for the C, for the G over B, and for the A minor 7. It's going from 5th string to 3rd string. Oh, let me do it again with my right fingers. I'll talk about fingers in a second, but just look at the pattern. 5th string, 3rd string, 4th string, 2nd string. Okay, and then it goes back to 5th string, 3rd string, 4th. Right? 5, 3, 4, 2, 5, 3, 4. 5, 3, 4, 2, 5, 3, 4. You could do it by the fingers, you know, thumb, middle, index, ring, thumb, middle, index. You could do it that way. Or you could do it by the name of the string, right? A string, G string, D string, B string, A string, G string, D string. It's up to you to understand, and you could do it visually too. You could just sort of look at things and understand what the pattern is. But whatever the sort of mnemonic device is for you to remember that pattern, you got to sort of work it out. Now, I was driving to get tacos this morning, and I was in my gear shifter in my car. I was just sort of doing it because I had this lesson on my head. I was sort of lesson planning in my brain. Thumb, middle, index, ring, thumb, middle, index. I was just doing this mindlessly, which is good. It helps you get that sort of pattern built up, right? So you can practice this even when you're away from your guitar. So now we have the pattern, right? And let's look at the tabs. For the C, it's going to be the same pattern, just 3rd fret on the 5th string, open 3rd string, 2nd fret, 4th string, 1st fret, 2nd string. And then you sort of do those first 3 notes of that pattern again. So the whole C pattern, if you repeated it, I'll talk about this in my Landslide lesson, but basically you're going to have a little rest. After that 7th note, you just rest for 1/8 note, and then you start it again. Don't worry about tempo just yet. Just worry about the sort of tactile pattern, the feeling of the strings on your fingers. Get comfortable with things, right? You worry about tempo later. That's your C. Now we just go to that G over B and do the same pattern. So your right hand is doing the exact same thing. That's a great part about this intro to Landslide, is these first 3 chords, the C, the G over B, and the A minor 7. This hand is doing the exact same thing with the strings and the pattern, right? A minor 7, back to the G over B, back to the C. This is it. Now, let's look at those same chords if we were to do them Travis style. Now, Travis style, the idea is your right thumb is going to bounce between the 5th string and the 4th string. And we're going to change chords just like we did before, right? C, G over B, A minor 7. And I recommend starting off by practicing this with just your thumb. Go through the chord changes, but you just put your whole hand in the chord changes right over here. Like when I do the G over B, get used to putting this whole G over B shape in, even with that 2nd fret note. Do the whole C shape, the whole G over B shape. You want your left hand sort of doing what it's gonna do when you're fully playing it, but you get used to your thumb doing this, and when you're ready, you can bring in your right index finger. Now, I think you can use your right middle finger as well on the 2nd string. I do it with my right index finger on the 2nd and 3rd strings. I'm going to show you how that works here, right? Basically, the idea is that your right index finger is going to go from 3rd string to 2nd string to 3rd string. See, these are basically the only notes that are not circled and highlighted, right? But you have to sort of time that, so you do 5th string, 3rd string, 4th string, 2nd string. fifth string, third string, fourth string. When you say it like that, it kind of feels very detached from reality. Take it slow. Really tough at first. And it's hard for me to convey that because I've been practicing Travis picking for a few years now and I'm a bit more fluent in it. But check out my lesson 173 if it's new to you. But let me just play these first three chords. The C, the G over B, the A minor 7. Back to the G over B. All with my right thumb and index finger. I climbed a mountain and I turned around and I saw my reflection in the snow covered. You get the idea, right? These three chords are a great thing to practice for this. Because again, you're only worrying about these four strings right here. And yeah, it's just a three chord sequence. Now, that's basically the main idea. Let me talk about, though, this D7 and the G. And the reason why is these are going to involve, the bass note is going to change. It's not always going to be on the fifth string. We're actually going to go to the sixth string for some of these notes. So if we quickly look at the D7 over F sharp, let's start with that one. This chord, if you put your hand in the A minor 7 position, and we want to go to this D7 over F sharp, what we're going to do is, first of all, we're going to keep our index finger where it is, not going anywhere. That makes it easier. The next thing we're going to do is get our middle finger 2 strings thicker on the same fret. So it's going from the 4th string to the 6th string. Okay, 2nd fret. And then we're going to put our ring finger down on 2nd fret of the 3rd string. So it's basically from thickest to thinnest. If we do the thickest 5 strings, it's 2nd, open, open, 2nd, 1st. So first, just get used to this A minor 7, and then go into the D7 over F sharp. And the reason I'm talking about this A minor 7 is because this is always the chord you're going to use when you transition to the D7 over F sharp. And it's important when you're learning difficult chords or new chords to understand where you're coming from. In this case, you're always coming from the A minor 7, right? So that way, it just makes it easier, right? Your index finger is already down, for example. So that's how to play that chord. Now, how would we play this? There's 2 different ways to play it. If you're doing sort of the 1 finger per string, these 3 fingers right here are going to stay where they were on the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th strings. It's your thumb. It's going to shift from the 5th string to the 6th string. So what you can do is put your D7 over F sharp chord into effect right here, and then just get used to basically plucking those strings. 6th string, 4th string, 3rd string, 2nd string. Okay, that's a D7 over F sharp. Now the pattern we're going to use here, it's all mapped out, right? 6th string, 3rd string, 4th string, 2nd string, 6th string, 3rd string, 4th string. Okay, now practice going from that A minor 7. Your right thumb is having to switch from the 5th string on the A minor 7 to the 6th string to the D7 over F sharp, okay? So if we were to play this sequence from C to G over B to A minor 7 to D7 over F sharp, that's a real sequence. That's what's used in the song just before they transition to the chorus, right? She's like, da, da, I don't know. Then here it comes, this sequence right here. La, da, da, I don't know. Well, I've been afraid of changes. Okay, that's the context. And again, I'm going to cover that in my full Landslide lesson. Really quick, if we were to do the D7 over F sharp in Travis style, same chord shape over here, exact same. The only difference here is our thumb is switching from 6th to 4th string, okay? Get used to that. It's tricky. You have to jump over a string. You have to jump over that 5th string. And when you're ready, I messed up. When you're ready, add that 2nd and 3rd string. Okay, so that's basically what Travis picking would look like. And the last chord I want to show you here is the G, because the G, I actually use a different pattern based on if you're doing Travis style versus regular one finger per string, whatever we call it. So if you're doing one finger per string, keep these 3 fingers on the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th string, but move your your right thumb to the 6th string for your G, right? So 3rd fret, open, open, open. We're not going to play the thinnest string here. This is the pattern, right? 6th string for the bass note, and then 3rd, 4th, 2nd strings for the open chords, and you just follow the pattern I have tabbed out. This is your G. Now, if we're doing the same G, but with Travis style, 6th and 4th string again with the thumb, but we're actually going to go between 2nd and 1st string. The reason we're doing this is in Landslide, it's what they play, and there's actually this optional flourish. I'm going to teach this in my full Landslide lesson. If you don't do the flourish, I recommend practicing this with Travis style because it sets you up to add the flourish later. Well, I've been afraid of changing 'cause I've built my life around you, but time makes you bolder, even children get older. Getting older too. But basically, we're going to go from the G to the D over F sharp to the E minor. Now I have the D over F sharp tabbed out on my first page of this attached PDF. You can either play it like this, or you can play it like this. I don't really like the wrap thumb version in this case, but I have them both tabbed out. Either way, you follow the tab I have here. So I'm going to cover these, the chords and the context and how you use them in Landslide in the full Landslide lesson. But refer to this sheet music, refer to this instructional PDF I made, because it's going to show you the different tabs if you do it one finger per string versus if you do it traditional fingers. If you do it Travis picking, okay? And I want to give you both options because, again, I don't think there's one right way to play any song. It's all about your capabilities, your hands. I mean, you might have, there's all kinds of reasons why one of these versions might be better for you than the other. I don't want to presume I know what's best for you. I wanted to give you both these options and let you run with it. Again, in my Landslide lesson, what I show you will work for either one, basically. I'll sort of show you the map and you can get there using the vehicle you want. But again, hope this is helpful for you. This is what the PDF for this one looks like. If you scan this, you'll get to my Landslide lesson, which is helpful, I hope. This is the one finger per string version, and then I have the Travis picking version. If you scan this, you get to my Travis picking lesson, which shows you how to do it. So I hope this was helpful, y'all. I wanted to put this out just to give you all patrons some extra value, and make sure this is explained, you know. And also I can link out the stuff here in these Patreon PDFs with music notes. I'm not really sure if that's something I can do. And I really want to just take advantage of this library of lessons I've made, whether you're learning Travis picking for the first time, you're learning fingerstyle for the first time. But in either case, what's in this PDF is going to apply for so many songs. This is worth learning, in my opinion. So thanks all very much for watching. I hope this is helpful for you. Look out for that Landslide lesson. I'm excited to get it out. And thank you all very much for the support. It is tremendously appreciated. And yeah, a little bonus for all of you who have watched to the end. I am actually going full-time with song notes in April, next month. I'm very, very excited. Just a couple more weeks of my current full-time job, wrapping some things up there, and then it's full-time song notes. And I am so excited because I've been grinding at this for years. It's absolute labor of love. There's nothing I'd rather do, and like to be able to spend my full-time efforts on this is a dream come true, and it's just a few weeks away. So there's all kinds of stuff I have planned and am excited for, just having more time and more focus and catching up on things with my website. And there's tons of stuff in addition to hopefully getting more lessons out too to help you all out. So wanted to drop that little Easter egg in there. But thanks again. Thanks for watching. Have a great one, y'all, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye-bye.